Good morning, students. So today the topic of our discussion, that is the very second chapter of our biology syllabus of class 7, that is the nutrition in animal. So these are the two key points of this chapter. Basically there are three. I have written here two because today in this lecture we will discuss on the basic two topics. That is the idea of nutrition in animal, which you already know. That is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What is heterotrophic mode? I will again repeat, and the most important subtopic you can say in this chapter, that is the human digestive system. I mean, first of all, you have to make a gross idea about what are the steps of the digestion, and then with special reference of the human digestive system, what are the parts of their digestion, you have to know. And obviously in this chapter I must say that the structure of a human digestive system is very important, because this is a very you can say orthodox type of question that can come in any kind of exam, I mean descriptive exam. Elaborate the structure of human digestive system with proper leveling and pointing. There can be some specific pointing mentioned be there, but not, it cannot be also there. So the digestive system structure, I must say that you have to practice very carefully, and also I would draw this structure in these classes also, so it will be much more convenient for all of you to understand when after what the parts are there and also. So first of all, let me start, that is what is the idea of nutrition in case of the animals. You know that is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Why heterotrophic? Because bearing some exceptions like euglena, cyanobacteria, etc., the animals are mostly heterotrophic because they cannot synthesize their food by themselves. So they have to depend on the foods, depend for the foods on the green plants. Okay, so they are the consumer, they are not the producer. So this is called the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. I am not rewriting again because you already know that. Just for the beginning sake, I have told you once again. So let's start without much delay about the digestive system or the process of digestion. Then we will move to the human digestion. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So first of all, that is, what are the steps? Steps means from starting for the intaking of the food from the mouth, then how it is processed, and finally by the egestion or excretion, how the food has been, its fate has been determined. That is the total process of the you can say the mode of heterotrophic nutrition or the steps of heterotrophic. So first, that is the egestion. Egestion means simply the intaking of food from the mouth, and after the egestion there are several steps, just like the absorption, absorption, and after the absorption, that is the distribution of foods to the specific tissues and organs. Okay, where it is required, which type of food that has been fated to go to that particular organs or particular portions of the body, that is the distribution. And after that, obviously most important one, that is the metabolism. Every step is important, but for that case, I mean specific science, that is metabolism, and after that excretion. Or it is also called the egestion on that language of nutrition, egestion or excretion. So in between the absorption of food, after the with the distribution of the foods from particular organ or particular cell, there has been an assimilation process also occurs in between. Assimilation means when it is gets assimilated with the bodily parts and specific tissues. So this is the assimilation. So how there is a, I found there is a trick to remember the process. Okay, sometimes the steps can be scrambled in your mind. So just put egestion aside. Egestion, I think, is very easy. That is the intaking of food. Okay, it will be remembered easily. And after then, see the initials of every term, that is A, D, M, I. So consider it just like the ADME signal. ADME signal occurs after the intaking of the food. So, the initials of every term, remember that is the ADME signal occurs after the intaking of the food. So, this is about the idea of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. I-ADME. So, I-ADME. Okay. So, this is the trick of remembering, the short trick of remembering the process. Okay. So, I-ADME, fine. Let us move to the detailed description of with special reference to the human digestive system. Sorry. Now moves to the human digestion. The process is digestion through the digestive system. So, I have entitled it as human digestion. So, first of all, we have to know what are the main parts of our digestive system. First, obviously the mouth pore, by which the food enters our body, and after that there is a pipe for the going of the food, that is esophagus. And after the esophagus, next I am just writing the principal parts of our digestive system. There are many accessory parts are there, we will discuss it gradually with our study. Okay. Then after stomach, then small intestine, afterwards large intestine, then rectum, then anus. So, these are the principal parts of our digestive system. So, let us get more detailed on every parts. So, I am starting with the mouth pore. What happens mouth pore? Which type of food has been digested here and which is not digested even, that is also important. So, let us look. So, first the mouth pore. In the mouth pore, okay, so first let me draw the structure of digestive system. I think it will be more easier to understand. So, let me draw, okay. Yes. Just a minute. Suppose this is the mouth, then food pipe is coming. Let us take some patience, boys. I am just about to complete the drawing. Okay. Don't get bored, okay, in the class. I know that you will not get bored, but still I am saying it. Okay, let it live. Yeah. So, this is the gross structure of the human digestive system. Now, let us say about the parts one by one. So, this is the mouth pore, and here in the mouth, the food, this is known as the the food enters here, and this food is known as bolus. Here the food is the very preliminary type of food, little bit of harder, which is not very easy to digest, and the main purpose of digestive system is to make that preliminary or the bolus food much more digestible. Okay. So the bolus has been gone to the mouth put to the esophagus. Esophagus is the food pipe. The movement by the food is going through the esophageal line. This is called the peristalsis. Peristalsis movement. Suppose this is the food are going on here, but here in the mouth cavity there are a gland that is called the salivary gland. Salivary gland. Salivary gland secretes saliva, and this saliva makes the food soft, and it is then easy to pass through the esophagus system. Another talking points of this mouth cavity digestion, that is only the carbohydrate will get digested in the mouth cavity. Most of the 90 to 95% almost the carbohydrate digestion completes in the mouth. It is not the fat and protein digestion that has been started preferably from stomach and afterwards. Here are 3 pairs of salivary glands are present in the mouth. So there are 3 pairs. In this region one, in between the pathway and in the side of air, there is another salivary gland is present. So 3 pairs of what? Of salivary gland is present. So what are they? Let's write. One is parotid, then submandibular, then sublingual. 3 pairs of parotid gland is present in the mouth cavity of the human being. So now what is the fate of food? The food is going down to by the peristalsis movement in esophagus. Now it has come to the stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped organ. This has 3 parts. One is the cardiac. So what is this? This is stomach. Just I am writing in between the structure, stomach. There are 3 parts: cardiac, fundus and pyloric. Fundus, pyloric. In the stomach, the half digestion of food is occurs, and here the food is known as so this is fundus. In the stomach, the food is known as chyme or the half digested food, and in the stomach there are 2 specific cells are there, parietal cell and chief cell. We will know their structure, their function in higher classes also. There are some striations present on the stomach. This is called the Ruggies or Rugini plexus. It maintains the posture and contraction relaxation of the stomach muscle. Okay. So chyme is the half digested food, and one striking point to remember for stomach digestion, that the fat and protein digestion has been started in this particular area of stomach. There are specific enzymes obviously present for particular fat or protein digestion. Though enzymes name are not enlisted in our syllabus, but I will tell about the principal enzymes. They are responsible for digestion of carbohydrate, fat as well as protein in our with our discussion. Okay, nothing to worry. So here the stomach, the half digested food, the digestion, and one important point to say, that is here is the liver also present. Liver is an accessory part of the digestive system. It secretes the bile salts. Okay, the bile is helpful for the fat digestion. In the liver there is one structure you can see clearly from the board. This is the gallbladder. What is GB? GB, that means gallbladder. Gallbladder is temporarily stores the fat containing food, and it also maintains the pH, because in the stomach the HCl secretes and it kills the harmful bacteria which present on the food. So this is about stomach. After stomach, the food goes to the small intestine. This is the structure. Small intestine is elongated to the lower portion also, that is small intestine. There are also three parts of small intestine present in human, that is ileum, ischium and jejunum. What are they? Ileum, ischium and jejunum. Three parts of the small intestine is present here. Okay. And this is the large intestine. In the small intestine, the total complete digestion of food occurs, and here the food is known as chyle. Chyle. So first food, that was bolus in the mouth, and after that is the chyme, and afterwards that is the chyle. Okay. So chyle means the completely digested food. So this is about the fate of the food that digestion completes in the small intestine. In the small intestine also there are some specific cells for fat, carbohydrate and even some sorts of very less carbohydrate digestion. And here in the periphery of the small intestine there are large intestine. So there are large intestine. Large intestine also, it is also known as colon. Colon has also parts just like ascending, descending and the transverse. So main function of this large intestine or colon is to complete the remaining digestion process, and they have some villi in between their structure. This is a brass border. They are helpful for the reabsorption of the foods, as well as they maintain the water balance and the hydrolytic balance on the digestive system. So assimilation also occurs in the large intestine, and after the food finally processed, it is helpful for wherever the fate has been completed, then undigested food material with the water that has gone to this portion, that is called the rectum, for temporary storage, and finally through the anus goes outside to the body. That was written as a egestion process. So this is the fundamental process of the human digestion. But there are some accessory organs, they are also responsible for the digestion process of human being. So the space is short, so I have to erase some proportion of my written words. Okay. So I am erasing a little bit of parts here. Okay. Another portion, that is called pancreas. May have you heard the name of pancreas? The secretion of insulin, glucagon, etc. I mean hormone has been secreted, but here the role of pancreas in digestive system is indirect. They are the part of exocrine. It was the part of endocrine and it is a part of exocrine. Pancreas, there are some acinar cells present. They secrete some enzymes responsible for fat and protein digestion, just like one very famous enzyme, that is called CCK-PJ. What is the full form of CCK-PJ? Cholecystokinin pancreazymin. Cholecystokinin pancreazymin. There are specific cells present, just like M cell secretes motilin. P cell secrete some other kinds of, there are P cell also can present. Okay, so this is the role of pancreas. And another two portion that is very important, that is the tongue and the tooth. The role of tongue and tooth in case of the digestion. Though the role of tongue, that is not direct, but what is the role of tongue in case of digestion? It is indirect. How? You know the tongue is helpful for your vocal modification, for your speech modification purpose. But you know also that in the tongue there are some taste buds are present. In the specific parts of the tongue there are several taste buds, sour, sweet, chill, etc. When we take some food, then what kind of taste it is, it has been intaken by the some tongue receptors, and we will find that kind of taste with the signal generated from that taste bud. So, this is the indirect role of tongue. Another, that is the tooth or teeth, you can say. In case of human, there are 4 types of teeth: incisor, canine, premolar and molar. I for incisor, C for canine, PM for premolar, M for molar. I means the incisor. The main purpose of incisor, that is to biting and cutting the foods, and canine's main purpose is to tearing the foods, and the premolar and molar helpful for the grinding and chewing of the food or the final processing of the foods. If you want to know the dental formula of the human being, it often comes in any kind of competitive exam, even in your annual exams also. It is very common and very important also. So, what is the dental formula of human being? There are 32 teeth present in the human being in adult, which is replaced by 20 teeth that was in the previous time. This is called the milk tooth. It is replaced by 32. So, what is the formula of human's teeth? That is, just the way of writing is like this: 2, 1, 2, 3, by this way. Okay, this one. If you consider one palate, one part of palate, ups and downs, then this is the formula of human teeth, adult human being. So, 2, 1, 2, 3, that means 8, 8, 16, and just it will repeat it to the other part, that means 16 plus 16 equal to 32 sets of teeth are present in the human being. This is the homodont dentition. Homo means the upper palate and lower palate has same number of teeth. So, this is homodont dentition. How the health of the teeth should be kept, because you know the some dental problems can occur. This is can occur. So, dental health is need to checked. Otherwise, some dental decay, oral plaque type of symptoms can occur, which is includes the oral health. In that tooth, there is an element that is called enamel. Enamel is considered to be the hardest material in the nature we found. That's why even after the death, the teeth remains intact. Enamel is one of the hardest. Why it is hardest? I will, if you are interested, I will discuss in our the next onwards classes. So, this is about the brief idea of the human digestive system, and as well as I told the accessory organs also. Okay. So,